sure what's causing the horse to be reactive the way that he is being reactive. And a paper plate flopping around would be just the thing that sends him over the edge. And if he does start to get frightened by the paper plate, how do you get rid of it? I think your best chance would be to try to swallow it. No, exactly. All right. Yeah. He was good on the approach. Just a funky distance when you got there. I expected him to back off a bit, which he never did. Stay back, Mary. Stay back and stay straight. As I said, Mary Ellen, I think you have the horse that you had on the first day. You got a lot more horse at this stage. And I'm pleased to see him react to things the way that he is. Stay really straight and keep your body back. Like you look almost, here you almost look at the middle of the doors down there, which isn't straight. And stay back. Yep, that's right. And I don't mind that you get left behind a little bit there because he's surging forward as he gets there. So being behind him makes total sense to me. Try and find that happy medium. You know, the first couple of jumps are really bold jumps, and the last couple are pretty backed off. Hey, good. I like that jump. Back to the walk there. I like that jump because you're not chasing for the long distance. You're just staying behind him where you should.
Metronomic.
Yeah.
It's me that changes.
Mary Helen, more on the approach this time. Good positive jump. Right up a little bit. Right up. And don't give up. Like when you're running forward, I don't care that you don't get to the long distance, but you've got to keep him moving forward so he doesn't kind of bail out on you and fall behind you and take off. Remember my theory about the distances. Don't change anything. Very good. Excellent. Back to the walk. Good. So remember you had those two kind of pokey where he fell back behind, 2 or 3 jumps where he fell back behind you a little bit. And then he can start to think that there is a pattern there. And then all of a sudden there's a forward distance the next time because he's had those couple of quiet distances. He's in that pattern of falling back behind you. So the second to last jump, maybe he almost takes away that good bold distance that's there. But if you stay reasonably committed to trying to make that distance happen, and it's that commitment that maybe enables a similar type of distance to work on the last jump. So you just stick to your guns. second last jump doesn't worry me too much. I know it's probably the one that's most awkward looking, but it doesn't worry me too much because you stay committed to that good long distance. You just has to know that you are going to stay. Good. Sorry.
I do remember one time where he kind of at home scooted to a jump. That's the only time that he's ever gone forward. So I think that I was thinking of that again there.
And I think that was probably just coincidence that he would have done that.
Okay.
I don't think that this horse is inclined to see the jump and react to the jump in the way that he reacts on the flat. It certainly could be something that if something happens over here in the corner as you're approaching the jump, that he could scoot at that stage. And the only other thing that I saw where I worried a little bit about your reaction was there was one time where he got stuck in front of the jump and you immediately landed and kicked him forward. And I was thinking to myself, after the jump, nothing worse than needing to see not being able to tell.
Bright lights.
I know, bright lights in here. In front of a jump, I don't think that this guy will scoot because he's got enough self-preservation to not do it. After the jump, I can definitely see him scooting there potentially. When you did kick him forward and he didn't react, I thought that's the best thing he could have done.
Okay. Okay.
But
Maybe not get that.
yeah, don't do it too much, especially on a day like today where I think that that edge is still there. I found him a lot more consistent yesterday, consistently dull.
Yeah.
Today, remember the first two jumps, he was almost a little too forward. But the next two jumps, he was really behind you. So there's a lot of variation in what you have today.
Do you think he's going to react differently if I stick before the jump today?
It's more critical that you use it the right way.
Okay.
Yeah, so yes, he will. If you use it where you used it yesterday, I think you would be in trouble. If you use it the way that you used it when you did it well, you'll be fine. Okay, all three of you.
Yeah, I'm not the leader.
Brady, I'm not going to be able to watch you like a hawk.
Okay.
The three of you out there. So that's right. See, I'm starting to go backwards.
Yeah.
Stay behind me. Carrie, come back to the walk.
Okay.
Good.
Yes. Am I pulling again?
No, you're fine. I have full spurs on.
Oh, okay.
Just make sure that
That's not me.
they're not going more than. I've never really thought about it, but that actually could be.
Could be, but I'm wrong.
Mary Helen back to the walk. Carrie, one more for you. Good man. Brady back to the walk.
Me?
No, Carrie, you keep going. Good job. Well done. Okay, back to the walk.
Big difference.
Yeah, and you know, it was just the first jump that you had, which was a total disaster, was not his fault, not your fault. It was Mary Holland's fault. Entirely. And in all seriousness, it was your fault. Because you had run out of room, you had run out of a gap. You were trying to circle. As you were trying to circle, your horse started to fall behind you. You started to cluck. Just at exactly about 2 strides in front of the jump.
Right in front of me, I would have had room.
Exactly right. I mean, it was just a whole.
At least I knew what was happening.
Yeah, I mean, and this guy just lost it because he thought it was you fucking up.
Yeah, but also it was like, okay, we're going.
Yeah. And then after that, he just got progressively quieter and quieter and quieter. It was fine. Second to last jump, just an offer distance, just a disagreement as far as the distance goes. Your commitment was to maintaining the same horse. Perfect. The horse obviously left without you. Not a big deal. And I always sort of think about the big picture. Maybe it produced an awkward-looking jump at that one jump, but how does he react next time? The next time he's back there and it's perfect. Whereas I think if you would have chased him forward for that long distance, the next jump after that, maybe the one after that would have been pretty amped up jumps again. So that's what I'm always interested in is the big picture. I don't really care about the individual jumps. I'm more interested in the progression of things. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's fine. You know, we're just going to keep drafting today. As Carrie was standing here earlier on, I was having the two of you guys go back out there after class. I was thinking to myself, you are not going to walk out of this room today thinking you didn't get enough exercise. I'm so pleased with this guy today. I'm so pleased because I'm pretty sure that he's pretty close to firing on all cylinders today. And it's not, and we are absolutely past the point where I think this horse would lose the plot at all. So I'm really, really pleased with the way that he's reacting to things today. There have been moments where he had an uncanny departure where I was really nervous Zoop, zoop, zoop. So I want right lead round box, cross the diagonal over this line here, and outside line over there. Do you know how many strides these lines are? 4.
Two if I'm on that.
3. 2. 4, 3, 2. All lines, pretty much every line in this ring requires about the same length of stride. So which for the average horse would be a little bit of a shorter stride. Certainly for this horse here, quite a short stride. Mary Helen, of course, depending on the mode that he's in, I think it'll be pretty comfortable. For you, these striding, in theory, there's the way these lines should work, and then there's the way that I want you to ride these lines. The way that I want you to ride these lines is go to them, approach these lines with an idea of the length of stride that you should create going to it, but then I don't want you in the middle of the line chasing to make 4 strides happen. So if you haven't created the right length of stride on the approach, then just ride for a consistent length of stride, and then let it work out. And then the same thing on this side over here. However this rides for you, this will be, I think, probably easier for you. All right? The only thing I would say is that this is short for you. This is shorter. All right, so right lead round box, right lead across the diagonal, left lead outside line over here. Seems to be in a pretty good state of mind. Ride a smart ride. You know, the first jump probably is your hardest jump as far as having to sort out the lead and all of that nonsense. Slower. Slower. I do think that this bit's a better bit for the horse too. I think the first stage is not enough, and the horse was just pulled down and lug and got his own way. Yesterday, probably an overcorrection on my part as far as the severity of the bit. Better safe than sorry. And I think that this is probably, the horse looks happy enough, so there's a soft enough bit in the horse's mouth to keep the horse happy, but still plenty of breaks for Brady to get the job done. That was really nicely ridden. It's not going to work out that well every time. The leads worked out pretty well for you. I thought you rode a good, smart ride, though. So you were able to get to the second part of the line holding a little bit, which is absolutely ideal to get to the last part of each line holding, because then you can continue that holding ride over the jump and through the beginning part of the turn. That's ideal. When you are moving forward, increasing to the second part of the line or last part of the line, that's when it's really hard. That's when the horse is slow for the turn. Try it again. That was great. Not bad. I'd love for you to land after that last jump and sort that lead out quicker though. I know that after the last jump there is no next jump, but there could have been. And I think what happened after that last jump could as easily happened here as happened over there. And just got to practice that process. And the process is going straight, collecting the stride, during that process, trying to figure out what lead you're on. Don't get complacent. Do you know what that means, complacent? Don't get casual about the whole lead thing, because it'll end up biting you in the butt at some stage and you'll go, oh, darn it, I should have been a little stricter about that earlier on. Very good jumps again. That's nice. Good luck.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. If you make it over the first line, the second line will be easy. The only thing you have to worry about on the second line is the straight race. The first line, the hard part is probably the first part of the line with the option jumping in. So I'll put it this way: if you make it over fence number 2, you're home free.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But at fence number 2, there's very little chance that anything would have gone wrong by that point.
Well, I'm worried about something like that one, like that one.
Which one?
That one, the those flowers.
Yeah, that's fence number 2.
Yeah.
That's, like I said, if you make it over fence number 2, you're home free.
Okay.
Get the lead sorted quickly. Ride forward out of the turn a little bit. Oh, a bit of an override. He didn't deserve that.
He was very good.
He was perfect. I wouldn't have asked you to do it unless I thought he was going to be perfect. Yeah, so definitely more aggressive here than what he deserved. He, always, always, always give a horse a chance to do it right. And if he makes a mistake, then correct it.
And he should have stopped there.
No, he shouldn't have.
Well, the way that I wrote him.
Well, no, you never gave him a chance to even think about jumping it, let alone stopping at it. So, go back, try it again. And I understand the thought process. And a lot of people, would say, if there's any chance that the horse might stop, then go down there and make sure that he doesn't. But, stopping isn't the worst thing in the world for a horse to do. I don't, and I know you've heard me say it before as well. I don't think that stopping is the worst thing that a horse can do. It's something that young horses do. If you would have handed up to that jump and broken back to a trot and come back to a walk and looked at it and just needed one time to process what that jump looked like, fine. And then if he comes back the next time and stops, then we get after him a little bit. All right, try that again. He was fantastic. So, Adam, just lean forward and pat him. Oh boy. So that's anticipation. He knows that he's about to be asked to go do something. He's just anticipating things, worried about things a little bit. Good boy. said that I thought that this horse would be more inconsistent today than what he was yesterday. And I think he is. That's why you have to be careful not to override things or overreact to things. Because you look at the first two jumps, and the way that he went to the first two jumps, absolute opposites. You know, just a little slow, a little dull at the first jump. Then he got to about 4 strides in front of this jump, and he just went zoom. And it was his move at that jump. And then you saw a distance to kind of go along with him a little bit. But the first move was his move. And that's where you just got to keep thinking about that consistent ride and producing consistency in him. If he falls behind you, give him a little leg, maybe a little tap of the whip. If he starts to get away from you, then you've got to prevent
I
that.
didn't feel like I don't know, I thought this was better if just let him kind of roll on a little bit because he'd been so slow before.
Yeah.
And because I told him to do the wrong thing.
Yeah, and he didn't do anything wrong there. All he did was what he thought you wanted him to do the time before. So he is, at this stage, he is kind of, I call it the pendulum effect, overreacting to what happened the time before. And, you know, eventually, he'll figure out what that happy medium is. He hasn't quite figured it out yet. Just let him stand. Even, I know he's huffing and puffing, but let him stand, just so that you don't have to keep badgering him to make him. Yeah. Because I think he is really being good right now. He's trying to do the right thing. And I want him, even though what he'd really like is for you to get off of him and go home, I really want it to be as pleasant as possible for him.
Okay, Stephen.
Let me see 2 more times left lead over this jump here, just to make sure that we've got the horse we want before we try to do anything more than that. Yeah, left lead, and then that way when we go back right lead, we can go right into the horse.
He's making an awkward face.
He was pooping that time, which probably helps him stay slow. So we'll go left lead 1 more time, just to make sure that he is that relaxed. I love the fact that he was relaxed. I call it a poop assist. Great. Good. And back to the walk. You're ready. He was very relaxed there. Obviously, very long distance, but he made no bid. He stayed very relaxed.
I sort of kind of asked, but.
Yeah. These lines will be a little bit on the short side for you.
Sit up.
If he starts to get keen at all, they're going to get really short for you. So you don't have to count, but I'll talk you through it. If you start to feel that he's building beyond what you want, then just recognize that you're going to have to work a little bit to make these lines work the right way. If he's soft like he was over that last jump, no sweat, he'll be fine. just has a really soft look right now, so I think you'll be good. Keep the body back. Really good. Keep going. Perfect. Beautiful.
I love that. Can I be done? What a good boy.
Yeah.
I was crooked in there, I know.
Yeah, you were okay. You were okay. You had a little bit of a long distance here, and because of, where this is coming out of the diagonal, he got a little bit crooked. I thought you were fine. So you got a little bit crooked, and you kind of steered him back over to the middle of the jump, and he was just so beautifully soft and relaxed, and yet you're not done.
No, please.
No.
I'm getting superstitious, really.
And I know, Carrie, what I want you to realize is that there's nothing, luck had nothing to do with that. That was just well managed, and the horse is relaxed, he's happy. I think for his sake, I'd love for him to go back and do those jumps one more time. And I want you to realize that there was nothing lucky or fluky about that. That was just a really nicely ridden horse.
Good job. I felt like you were like that. Okay, fine. It's like going to the 8th jump in the course. Okay.
Good with the eyes. Yeah, nice distance still. Maybe a little bit of that tilt to the inside still. Oh, good. Fix the lead. Good. Look, your horse is still jumping. You all right? He said, I need to do that again.
He's gonna walk back to her now.
Yeah, great. Told you I was gonna jump the standard.
Oh,
I know. He knew what he was supposed to do.
it's a shame because you actually had a really lovely come jumping in. And he veered left a little bit. Yeah, he just a little bit slow to react to it. And it's a shame because I thought you made some very, very definite moves over here. Your first jump was a short distance, and you made that short distance happen. The second jump was a really short distance, and you really committed to making that work. This was nice. It was good. The only thing that happened is when you landed after this jump, you landed on the outside lead. You immediately brought it back to the shot. You did it beautifully. And you got the wrong lead. And that's the only thing that I can say that was an avoidable thing that you could have maybe fixed there.
I'm thinking I should circle.
Yeah. But that's that little bit of an issue love for you to hop back on, do that last line again. He's just so funny though, because he never questioned whether we should continue. He just kept going.
Very hollow, great. Very hollow.
So when you land after the first part of the line, I worry so much with a lot of riders that they're going to try to micromanage every little move that the horse makes. You just need to recognize it sooner sometimes and do a little bit more about it.
Like I should have gone straighter out this
Yeah.
way.
Yep. And once you fail to get the lead, I think your reaction was the right reaction to carry on. I think it's important for your mindset. I think it's also really important for the horse that you carry on in that situation. So I would have disagreed with circling, and I know it's
Because it's a straight line, so it doesn't
yeah,
matter.
exactly. And it's one of those things that, of course, now in hindsight, maybe I would be wrong telling you that you were wrong to circle. But I think just for your mindset, for the horse's clarity of thought, ride through the situation as well as you can. The only thing that happened there is he just veered left the tiniest little bit over the first part of the line. All you had to do was say, shoot. That's all you had to do is make a little bit of a move like that, and he would have been right back on it. This horse is, right now he's in a wonderful place in his mind. He's in a perfect place in his mind. He's still lively enough to want to go forward, but in a settled way that I haven't seen him over the last couple of days. Even on the flat, I thought he was better today. And then in the jumping, as soon as we took the spurs off, he suddenly was like, I'm okay, I'm good now. I understand what I'm supposed to do. But he is 6 years old. He's a baby. And this stuff is really new for him.
How about I come down over the brown box?
Yeah.
Make a turn and just do that.
I think that's just exactly what I was going to tell you to do. So
That's what
that's,
he was gonna do anyway.
yep. He was on his way back to that line when I stopped him. He said, man, I gotta go do that again. But I need to jump this one first and get my confidence back. I'll get you right back to you. That's fine. Just stick to your guns. The short distance was the right distance there. Easy. Slow down. Good. I'd love for you to be able to,
Go quietly down it.
yeah, just
Okay.